Hey y'all, Kirstin here. I'm so glad to be joining you online. I miss my yoga community, but really grateful to be able to practice with you all online. I am just getting over the flu, and so today I'm going to offer a gentle yin yoga. We'll do a few poses. As you know, in classic yin, we hold poses for longer than in regular flows. And today we'll hold our poses for about 2 minutes, and I will time us so you don't have to worry about that. As always, this is your practice, and even though we're scattered and practicing at different times, as we watch this video, we come together. But being that this is your practice, pay attention to your body, and one of the opportunities that this distance allows us is to not have to worry about the people who are on the left and right, really just kind of tune into what's going on in your own self. So I invite you to join me in a little bit of grounding before we get going. So I'm going to start in easy pose. If you're more comfortable starting in a kneeling pose, by all means do that, Thunderbolt or Hero. I like to have a little something about under my hips to keep my hips, or keep my back straight. So wherever you are, either in a Sukhasana, a comfortable easy pose, or kneeling, I invite you to take a few minutes to just come into your breath. Begin to let go of all of the things that are outside, all of the things that are swirling around in your brain. And just draw your awareness and your attention to your body and your breath. Notice as it moves through your nose, into your chest and your belly, and then out again. Feeling your hips grounded, your legs as they root into the earth. Your hands planted on your legs. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, I invite you to do that. Begin to create a little gratitude for your body and for these few moments that you give it. As we continue our grounding, I'll lead us through a couple of rounds of a grounding Baloma breath. So that'll be a staggered inhale and then a smooth exhale. So we'll begin by just exhaling whatever you have in your lungs. Inhaling into your belly and pausing. Inhaling into your middle chest and pausing. And then all the way into your upper chest. Pausing. And then releasing it all through your mouth. And again, when you're ready, inhaling into the belly, middle chest, and then all the way up. Releasing with a smooth exhale through your mouth. One more time on your own pace. And when you're ready, if your eyes were closed, just gently blinking them open. Starting to move a little bit, just doing some gentle shoulder rolls. And then bringing your feet out in front of you. So if you're kneeling, coming into the position where your feet are in front of you. We're going to move into a butterfly pose. And again, I like to have a blanket underneath my hips to give me a little boost because I don't have a whole lot of mobility in my hips. I also like to have a pillow or a bolster if you've got one. Just something that as you come forward you can lean your head on if you'd like. So we'll start by bringing the feet out in front of us, soles of the feet together, and you can kind of play with the distance from your feet to your inner thighs. Just finding that place that gives you the stretch that you want today, whether it's in your outer thighs or your inner thighs. A little further out, you're going to feel it in your outer thighs more. Closer in, you're going to feel it in your inner thighs more. So we're going to inhale up tall. And as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Coming down to that point that's a challenge but not pain. We don't want any pain, so any burning, sharp pain, tingling, none of that. You can bring that pillow or bolster in front if you want to rest your forehead on it. And again, we'll hold this for a couple minutes. Breathing here. And as your mind wanders, just gently bringing it back to focus on your breath. Noticing where you feel this in your body. Beginning to allow that release. Slowly beginning to wiggle your fingers. And then when you're ready, gently inhaling yourselves back up, setting your props to the side. You can use your hands to bring your knees back up in front. Let's bring the hands behind us and just open your chest up toward the ceiling. Just a little counter to this. Maybe windshield wiper the knees back and forth. And coming forward, let's bring the feet out behind us. Come into a brief cat-cow. So coming onto all fours. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhaling forward for cat. Nope, cow. And exhaling, rounding the spine for cat. Just moving through this a couple of times. Inhaling chest forward, tailbone up for cow, and exhaling, rounding the spine for cat. And then shifting back on your mat so that you can come forward, setting up for Sphinx pose. So bringing the elbows directly under the shoulders. If this is too much of a bend for your back, you can take a blanket, fold it up and put it under your hips. And that's going to reduce the amount of bend you have in your back. So bringing the palms down on the mat in front of you. Not letting yourself slouch down, but not working too hard to press yourself up. Just finding that nice neutral position for your shoulders. And coming here into Sphinx, beginning to breathe and allow this posture to work on your body. This is a nice counter to the forward bend or forward fold that we did with butterfly. It's also a nice counter to a lot of the sitting at desks and whatnot that we do, even when we're working from home. And again, as your mind wanders, gently bringing it back to your breath. Again, beginning now to bring some movement back to your fingers, lowering all the way down. You can bring your forehead or a cheek to the mat and just let your hips rock back and forth for a minute. And then planting your palms under your shoulders, pressing up and back, coming into a child's pose, moving that prop out of the way as you need to. So again, either resting the forehead on the mat. If that doesn't work for you, you can rest on your elbows and maybe make fists with your hands to rest your forehead on. Just coming into a comfortable child's pose for you. And then coming back forward, bringing the feet out behind. Coming back to the center of your mat. Since this was just a quick little practice, we'll take just a moment of Shavasana. So let's lower all the way down. Letting those couple of poses just kind of sink into your bones. Letting yourself melt into the mat for just a moment. Being grateful for even a few minutes to practice together. Wiggling fingers and toes. You can bring the knees up and roll over onto your side for a moment. And then press yourself up, coming back into a comfortable seated position. And just sharing one last inhale together. Hands up, palms together, and exhaling to heart center. I am very grateful for all of you and for the technology that allows us to continue to practice together. Namaste.